If you're here and you've been here before, thank you for coming back and showing up. If you're here and you've never been here before, thank you for stopping by. I go live on Thursdays. I did that for a couple years. It's been about 6 months since I've went live, so just stopping back in, seeing how everybody's doing. Maybe do a pour or two, and just see if anybody shows up. See if the algorithm is still alive and well. so yeah, just wanted to hit the live button and check in and see what's happening, and maybe even do a pour. If nothing else, just going live and chit chatting with my homies. We'll give it some time, see if anybody shows up. I have a feeling it might be a little rough, but you don't know until you try. I do got the furnace set up outside. Got a few things kind of sitting around that I can pour, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I kind of wouldn't mind doing another one of these praying hands. People seem to love these. I think I did, I don't know, 11 or 12 in silver and a few in copper. So I'd like to get a couple more in copper. This crab is kind of one I'd like to do too. I did a prototype in silver. I'd like to do a prototype in copper. Um, anyway, if anybody stops in, make sure you leave a comment, say hello, let me know that you're here so I know. Like I said, it's been 6 months since I went live, so I don't know if anybody's going to show up. But if you're here, just say hello. And I'm going to try to pour something. I got cat hair all over this thing. I probably should have came through and cleaned everything up before I started to go live, but what are you going to do? I always forget something. I used to tell everybody we should make bets on what I'm going to forget in a live stream. But yeah, I haven't been live in like 6 months, so don't hold that against me. Man, cat hair is all over the place. You don't want cat hairs in your pours. Not that that would really matter too much, to be honest, but I don't like it. Trash can over here. There you go. Okay, something like that. I'll get some paper towels. Maybe even get a couple wet. So I have the furnace out there. I got a bunch of scrap copper. I've been doing HVAC for the past probably year. Um, Journeyman type stuff, just trying to figure it out, learning the process of HVAC, and it's a lot of fun. It's hard, but I do enjoy it. You know, heating and air conditioning is something that everybody needs, and so I think it's a field that would be great to be in, especially with this AI and how everything's going to be run by AI. And I was in sales before that, and shoot, I give it another 5 years, there probably won't be no more salesmen for the type of sales I was doing anyway. All right, let's see what we got going on here. We got 12 people. All right. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Bellows, what's happening, brother? Appreciate you stopping in. Godita, hello. Missed you guys. Seven Stacks, what's up? I've really missed you guys. I was hoping you guys would show up. When I was thinking about like the top 10 people I would hope would show up if I did go live, it was you guys. So thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a long time coming, man. It's been what? Probably over 6 months now since I went live. Life's been a little crazy. My head has been a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, man, time to just get back into it. I want to pour something. But yeah, anyway, I was talking about the HVAC. The electrician was pulling out a bunch of wires. We had to move a line set, which is the line that goes, it's a copper line that goes from the outside unit to the inside unit. So we were moving that, but the electrician was pulling out all these wires, man, and I got tons of stuff. He said, "Man, I'm not stripping this stuff down. I'm not even going to take it to the recycling center. If you want it, it's yours." I said, "Yes, please. Thank you very much." So I've got tons of stuff, big stuff too, man. I got some stuff so big I've never even tried to cut that stuff down before. So, I mean, I'm talking like some thick stuff. So I should, man, it's probably, it's got to be close to like 70 pounds of copper. So that'll be cool. Do you remember how to do this, Cat? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I don't. I even typed that. You should go and look at the description of the video. I said, I haven't been live in 6 months. Please don't hold that against me. You know what, though? If you don't do it, you don't know. So I had to hit the button and just do it. Isn't that Nike saying, just do it? But anyway, should we pour something? I'm trying to figure out like what I should pour. I kind of want to do a copper praying hands because I only have a couple of these out there. I think I did 11 or 12 in silver, but I don't have many in copper. And I know somebody would like to have this in copper. There's somebody out there that would love to have this in copper. Here's something that I've never done. These little bars. These are pretty cool. Kind of thin. I'd probably make them a little bit thicker because they have this magnet on the back anyway. So the way I'd have to do it is put it in the flask, um, kind of press it in there, and then just do the other side flat, which is not going to be easy, but I should be able to figure it out. Anyway, another piece I've been wanting to do is this Nintendo controller in copper. That's probably, I'm going to guess 8 to 10 ounces. The only thing about it is I don't like this. I don't know if I should. Well, to be honest, I would just cut this off. The problem is it goes around to the back. And I think that's going to look stupid if I cut this off and it just has this line going through it. You know what I mean? Not to mention it's going to be hard to get that to fill in. So I don't know. I could probably put, and it kind of sticks up a little bit too. So it's like, I don't know. It's one of those weird ones. I haven't done this in a while. So I'm trying to, like, I haven't poured at all in the past 6 months. So you guys could be showing up for a total shit show right now. I'm gonna be honest. But I did pour one thing. I did pour one thing recently. You guys remember the Statue of Liberties? You guys like the Statue of Liberties? Everybody was like all about these when I poured the first ones. I did one in copper, I did one in silver, and then I did a toned silver. And these are about 4 point something ounces, a little over 4 ounces. I had somebody reach out that wanted to get one in copper, so I did another one in copper. We'll see if he shows up today. But that's the only thing I poured in 6 months. 3D Woodworks, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you for everything. Yeah, I hit you up yesterday, man, because it's been so long since we talked, and I was like, man, I gotta talk to that boy, see what he's up to. So later on, when you get a chance, give me a call. I would love to catch up. For anybody that's here that might not know, I know there's only 7 of us here. Well, I guess 8, including me. But this man is an amazing person, a good friend, and sent me a furnace out of the goodness of his heart. Sent me an electric furnace. And man, I'll never be able to repay you for that. It was just amazing. the sentiment. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that you did that is just amazing. I'm still waiting on Copper Al. What Copper Al, Gadita? I did the one you said you didn't like it. I know what Copper Al you're talking about. You're talking about this one. And this thing is really hard to pour. It's a 3D print, and it's a very I probably should have tried to print it with like 100% infill. I think that's what they call it, where the inside is like it's like the 100% of it is plastic. With this, it's not. The inside of it, so it has like lines going this way, lines going that way kind of thing when it prints it, and it just feels like I'm gonna break it when I try to press down on it too hard. But I might try to get this at some point again. The problem is I started doing so I was using Petrobond when I first started. And Petrobond is how I did that out. But I don't use Petrobond anymore because you don't get the details as much and you get a lot more pitting and things like that. And I love Delft clay way better, but I don't have a lot of Delft clay and I'm trying to get back into Petrobond. So I will try to do that at some point. I'll even show you. So I have it's right here. So that's the Petrobond I have. So I got plenty of that. And I think, yeah, I have a whole nother box down underneath the table too. This is all I have when it comes to duff play. I'll show you the difference here. This is kind of a lighter. I'm not sure what it is. I think this has a little bit more oil in it or something, and the sand is a little bit more fine, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not positive about that. This is also probably 3 or 4 years old now. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I don't think the oil is just gonna evaporate or anything, so we should be fine with that. But that's all the duff clay I have, and this stuff is so freaking expensive. And it's hard when you're pouring and you're trying to sell a pour when the damn stuff to make it cost so much. I just haven't been able to really replenish that, but we will see what we can do. 7, did you see that crab? Is that something you would like in copper? I know you like to have. By the way, 7 stacks is amazing. 7 stacks has more pours of mine than any person ever. So thank you for that, by the way. Let me back up a little bit here. She said, lol. I'm sure that's what you were talking about. 3Ds here, bellows. Bluebird, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. By the way, if I do sound funny, I quit smoking, but I keep a pouch in my mouth pretty much all day. I would like to kick that at some point, but I haven't smoked since New Year's. But the nicotine pouches, I always keep these in my mouth. So if I sound goofy, that's why. Cartier Silver is here. What's up, brother? Appreciate you stopping in. Sublime Mad Dog, what's up? Have you guys heard the new Sublime song? I love it. And it sounds just like, I mean, it is his son, but it sounds just like the original singer, man. I love that song. All right, 3D, I appreciate you stopping in. Like I said in the text, like I don't know what I'm doing today. I got the furnace out and I might pour something. I just wanted to stop in and see if anybody's still around because it's been so long. Trying to get back into the swing of things, if you know what I mean. So I do want to try to pour something today. Um, I'm definitely going to be scrapping today too. So if anybody's into that, I really want to get. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Vivor makes and it's on TikTok. They sell them for like $142, I think it was. But it's a wire stripper. So you got like the motor and everything over here. Well, it has a whole box that comes over like this, probably about a foot, and it has all the different holes in it where you don't have to change anything. You just run it through whatever size it is. That is pretty cool. I like to get one of those. So when I'm stripping, it's gonna suck to make a video or a live stream about it because I'm just gonna be sitting there using a razor blade trying to cut down the wire, and that's no fun to watch. So it's a pain in the butt. But I do want to get one of those strippers eventually. Oh, seven got her package. Cartier, what is that thing that says something A? Is that Chinese or something? What you got going on there? What is that? Be happy, 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 happy. All right, let's freaking let's just make a mold. Let's pour something. Do you guys want me to start? Do you want me to show you all the stuff that I have, all the 3D prints? And by the way, if there's anybody out there that's 3D printing that wants to make some prints for me, please let me know. I keep talking to people about it that do really amazing work, but they don't want to sell prints. So my 3D printer is a piece of crap, and I'm not very good at it anyway. And the one that I have is kind of messing up. I do have another one. I have two of the same ones, but it's outdated and it leaves lines. And I really want to get one of those ones that doesn't leave any kind of lines. Um, and also, I don't make any of my own molds. I don't know how to like take a picture, put it in the computer, make it 3D. I would love to learn that, but yeah, that's something I haven't learned yet. So everything that I've ever 3D printed is stuff that I got off the internet for free. Um, but I would love to do my own stuff. That would be cool to make my own designs. We did have a couple of things that I've had people do for me, like the poker chip. That was pretty cool. I think I did 10 of those in silver. I did one in copper, and when I poured it, I realized that it says 999 silver on the back after I poured it, and I was like, "Why did I just pour this in copper when it says 999 silver?" So I ended up I think I gave it away for, like, a giveaway just because I was kinda dumb on that one. Here's I found this. I was digging a hole, and I found that. So I've done quite a few of these in silver, and I think I've done a few in copper now too. Thinking about doing the Jesus again. I'd like to do that in copper. Now you can see how the 3D print, see how it has all those lines there? I don't really like that. But with this piece, I like it. I think that that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to do this one again. I have a whole lot of silver stuff because I just don't have the money to buy silver. What I have in silver is this that didn't turn out good. So I'm going to remelt it. I was trying to do a flag. That's a couple ounces there. I have a sprue, and then I have a little bit of shot, and then I do have some rounds and things like that I could melt down. But what I have to melt is this. And actually, I wouldn't mind seeing what that weighs to know what I'm working with here. Let's put that on Troy ounces. 3.17. That was going to be really cool. This is wood that I had, it was a keychain, I think. And this would look so cool if it would actually turn out right, but I cannot make this thing work no matter how hard I try. I don't know what it is. I just can't get it. Like the middle looks great, but the edges look like crap. You see that? Looks terrible. Anyway, Got that. We got a sprue on the pour, so that's 6 ounces. Seven, eight. We'll just say I got about 8.5 ounces. Nine, 10. We'll just say 10 ounces because I have things I can melt. I mean, I have more than that I can melt too, but and by the way, I went to the LCS yesterday, local coin shop, for those that might not know what LCS means. Um, Went to the LCS, man, and they don't want to pay. I think he said 60. I think he gave me like $60 for a round. 62 maybe. I was like, dude, you're $10 back from spot price? What the hell? It was 60 something. And last time I checked it, spot price was 74. So I only sold one round. I sold some quarters because I needed some money. So by the way, I do have quarters. I got some Franklin half dollars that I'm willing to sell. I took in one of those 100-gram bars. You guys ever seen the Valcambi? It's 100 grams. It's about like that, and has 100 1-gram bars, and you can break them. It's called a breaker bar. I took that in just to see what they would give me. He wasn't even on the same page at all. AtMex is selling that right now for $480. Now that's very high. Um, I have seen them online for cheaper, but I was thinking about selling that. That is actually something I could melt down, but I don't know if I want to do all that. I kind of want to make a video where I'm breaking them and either breaking them into 1-gram bars and putting them into a flip and like selling gram bars, or maybe putting like 5 or 6. See, 5 kind of sucks because it just doesn't look right to me because you have that extra one. So I guess it would be 4 or 6. What do you guys think? Is anybody interested in picking up gram bars? Either 1 gram, 4 gram, 6 gram. I think 8 gram is probably the biggest I could get because I have dollar flips and I think I could probably get 8 in there, but I'm not sure. I just don't like the way it looks. But anyway, we'll zoom in a little bit here. Show you guys some of the stuff. So that was I did about 10 or 11 of these in silver. This one was almost 2 ounces. So this is my channel poker chip. I don't know if you can see it. It says 999 silver. Got the CC on there. It's the same as this, it's just thicker. This is about 1 ounce. Then we got these doubloons. These were cool. I did a couple of those. Got the Gibson, man. This is a hard one to get right. This is what I wanted to do. Never quite got there. A Spartan. It's kind of thick. Then we got the pew pews. YouTube. These are not real. AI that watches over us all like freaking hawks. These are not real. Please do not kick me off because you have done that in the past and it pisses me off. So let's not be rude. I actually have one of these in silver. If anybody's interested, I have one that I've already poured in silver. And then that's the Glock. I poured a few of those. And we got the AK. I was thinking about pouring another one of these in silver. And we got this one. That's pretty cool. I could do one of these in silver. I think it would end up being a number 2. I know I did a prototype and a number 1, so I'm pretty sure it would be a number 2. This was the first silver pour I ever did. I still have it too, and it might be for sale at some point. If anybody wants the first silver pour I ever did, it's this. 1776, 1976. It's the 200-year anniversary bicentennial thing. I think this is really cool. I can't believe we're 250 years this 4th of July. Can you believe that? Man, time flies. And then I have the AR. And I've done a few of these. This is the double barrel shotgun. And then this is, I feel like that's blurry. These are cool because they're like 36 grams, or not 36 grams, like 22 grams, under an ounce. Oh, why is my phone not on? Shit. I do a couple arrowheads every now and again. So we got those. I thought about maybe trying to do some rings. Here's something that I never poured. Some cat hair on it. I thought that was kind of cool. That's something I'd probably do in copper because silver would be way too heavy. Never poured this either. It's crazy about that island too. So Easter Island has these heads, right? Well, underneath the heads apparently are like full bodies. So like the heads stick up above the ground, but apparently underneath there's like whole bodies that go into the ground. But they burned it all up. All the heads got burned up somehow. Now, I'm not going to get into any conspiracy theories, but how the hell does that happen? If you want to go down a rabbit hole, look that up. That's crazy. This is a thing I did quite a few times. The gavel, because a lot of us do auctions. Sold. And if you've been to my auction, you know many times I forget to even use it when I say I'm going to. Oh, here was the wood piece that I tried to make that flag. This is what I was trying to copy. Oh, the runes, man. I forgot about the runes. Guys, you guys are seeing this stuff. I haven't looked at any of this stuff in 6 months, so we're kind of going through this together. These are the runes that I do, and I sell all these together as one piece. I think it's like an ounce and a half altogether. Protection, warrior, transform. These are really cool. I like pouring these. Get those. This is one that I did that I never really perfected because it was an open sand cast, and I think that next time I do that, I would have to do it in a way where it's not open. I can't get the words. There's no way that's going to happen. You can barely read it on this, but it's a cool piece. And then this one, I want to do this, but I want to make it 2 or 3 times thicker. It's the same thing on the back, I believe. Yeah, but that's a cool one. I have a prototype of this out there, and actually, I gave that away in Mad Stacker's live stream. Shoot, I haven't seen Mad Stacker since I did that. Hope he's doing good. There's another, and then here's another one. This was actually my grandfather made a dream catcher for my mother, and so I took this out of the dream catcher so I could make copies of it. So I have a few of these out there too in silver. And then here's another PPU, as they call it, another AR. The last one I did was really good too. This is one I actually haven't done yet. This probably only weighs 10 grams. It's so small. I'll get to the comments in a minute, guys. That's one I wanted to do too, that I've never done. It was a 3D print, but you can see the finger was like kind of jacked up when it got printed. So, damn cat hair. Um, Kids, close your eyes. I got this. I guess you give a fuck to somebody. There was like a whole jar of them. This is my jar of give a fucks. But I thought about making like a bar or something like this and then putting this on it. And this is my fuck bar. But I never did that. I'm trying to be better. And then we got the Chevy, and then we got the mushroom. I've done all of these in silver, I think, except for this. It's the only one I think I didn't do in silver at some point. And then this right here. I think that's the only ones of all the stuff I just showed you. Other than that, oh, and these two. But everything else, at some point, I did in silver. But I want to. Silver is so expensive. The reason why I haven't had an auction in so long is because silver just went crazy, and I couldn't get people to buy pours for $35 an ounce. And so what I'd have to charge now is so much. I'm like, I didn't think anybody would buy anything, so I just kind of took a break for a little while. But I miss it, and I want to get back into it. So I'm going to start doing some copper stuff and probably do some silver stuff. I still have a few silver pours that didn't get picked up in that last auction I did. So, wouldn't mind getting there at some point. And let me back up, see what we got going on here. We're cooking, cardio package receipt. Okay, be happy. It works on that. Is the wood varnished? I'm so far back. I don't know what you were talking about. Is the wood varnished? Littlefoot Silver Stacker, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. We're in the 60s right now? Oh, God. Well, I guess it wasn't a bad thing. You know what's funny too is he was like, "Yeah, it's so volatile right now. That's why we're low." And I'm like, "Dude, for 6 months it hasn't been below 70. We're not that volatile." And he said, "Yeah, but it's been up." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's been up. That's good for you. What are you talking about? If I sell it to you for 70 and it goes up to 90, you're going to be making even more." Like, "What?" But and I've sold them a lot of stuff too. I was selling them, dude, I've sold them hundreds of rounds, or not rounds, but hundreds of ounces of silver for like 22, 23, 25. So they've already made some money on me, but he was trying to hook me up a little bit, but not enough. I brought that bar home, the breaker bar. He's like, nah. He probably wanted to give me like like 230 for it. And I'm like, there's no way. 68.74 Cartier. Man, that's crazy. It did drop. That's the first time it's been below 70 for 6 months, right? It was December last time it was below 70, I believe, from what I was looking at. Now I was looking at a graph, so I wasn't like zoomed into everything, but it seemed like I was thinking before I went to the shop, I was like, there's no way it's gonna be below 60 ever again. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Now we're getting kind of close to that. I'm kind of curious what's gonna happen here. Your stack is down several $1,000s. Littlefoot silver. Let me explain something to you. I had seven ounces of gold that I sold, all of it. Then we had this whole uptick, right? 4,500, 5 grand, 7 ounces of gold I sold before any of that happened. The amount of money that I lost on that is crazy. I kick myself all the time. Even the silver, a lot of the silver that I've sold. Even when you talk about the pours and everything that I poured over the past 2 years and sold, and then it shot up to where it is now, it's like the amount of money that I lost is crazy. Now, I made a little bit of money on it from where I bought it, but not that much. And a lot of times I kind of broke even, especially when you think about the pours and the time that I have into the pours. A lot of times I probably just broke even. And now when it shot up over 100, I was like, "Oh no, what did I do?" But that's part of the game, you know? Cartier says it will come back. Yes, it will. It will definitely come back. Oh, congratulations, Seven Stacks. Everybody say congratulations to Seven Stacks. She has a new grandson. That's awesome. I don't have any grandchildren yet, surprisingly. Well, step grandchildren, I guess. But my daughter's 14. I hope that doesn't happen for at least 10, 20 years. But yeah, all of my stepkids, none of them have had kids yet. You got some votes. What is it? The coin collectors Kumite? Kumite? Am I saying that right? I'm not sure what that is. But congrats on that. Glad you're doing good. JK, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. I appreciate you stopping in. OC Stacker, what's up, brother? Yep. Today I was like, you know what? I'm going live. Actually, yesterday, I decided I want to go live and just do it because it's been so long. You know what? When you don't do something for a while, at least with me, you don't do something for a while, and it's like, man, how do I get back into it? And then I overthink it too much, and then I'll sit and think about it, pray on it. You know, it's like all of a sudden it's 3 months later, and I still haven't done anything. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go live today. I was talking to Cartier yesterday, and he helped me with that. So thank you, Cartier. I appreciate the talk we had yesterday. Got me really wanting to kind of go live and get back into it. I just I haven't been able to stack. I haven't been able to buy silver and do anything like that in so long. I can't buy more silver for pours, although I have probably about 10 ounces. I mean, I could melt some other stuff down, so maybe 20 ounces. Um, but it's so expensive to buy more. It's like I'm just kind of, can I pour? Really, is where I'm at. And I realized that I have a crap ton of copper, and I'll show you some of the. I got a bunch of copper that I broke down and poured it into bars. These bars are freaking awesome too. I did a bunch of 10-ounce bars. They're pretty cool. I did a 1 pound bar and then a bunch of little bars, just making stuff so that it's easy to throw into the furnace when I go to pour. Because I like to break everything down from wire, pour it, clean it, and then use that for my pours. I try to keep it as clean as possible. I want it to be 3 nines. So I got a bunch of that stuff. The Humble Stacker, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well with all you guys, man. It's been a while since I've been on here, so I appreciate you guys stopping in. I was wondering if the algorithm would do anything. It's like, man, this guy ain't been around for 6 months. I haven't even posted a video in a while. I posted a couple videos. And here's the thing, I've got hundreds of hours of videos in my phone. I just got to get to finding it and then editing it and then posting it. So I'm going to try to do that at some point here soon. I've got a lot of good videos in there. Like I said, man, I get so far behind and it becomes so overwhelming to even think about trying to do it. I overthink everything and get too stuck in my head and I end up not doing it. And I need to not do that anymore. So I'm a work in progress and you guys are here to watch it in real time. What else can I say? At work lurking. Oh, I appreciate that, humble. Sublime, working and lurking. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I do really appreciate that. Wyatt is 7 weeks old. Wow, that's awesome. Seven stacks. JK, I'm off of work too, man. And I tell you what, doing HVAC, being off from work, it's a good day. I could have I could have went and did something today by myself, but I really didn't want to do all that because I would have been in a crawl space and an attic trying to replace the lines up there, and I just didn't want to do it by myself. So we'll do it next week. It's hot here in Maryland today too. I would have had to get there real early to get in that attic. And the crawl space, man, especially the back part of it. And I hurt my wrist, so trying to be on your hands and knees crawling around in a crawl space kind of sucks when your wrist is all jacked up. So I said, yeah, let's just do it next week. SGT, you are seeing things. Where do you think you're at? You're seeing things. I'm not even here. I appreciate you stopping in. It's been a while. Wanted to jump back on and just say hello to everybody. Possibly pour something. I'll pour something. I had at 1 o'clock. I got to be off though because I got to go get my daughter from school, and then they're going to a concert tonight. Had to find me through the subscription. Yeah, I had a feeling that the algorithm wasn't going to be good to me. That's kind of why I wanted to come on today. It's kind of a test to see what's up. 7 stacks. Burn. She burned me. You are seeing things. You see the empty tray? He ain't doing shit. Oh man. Got the next 3 days off. Yep, me too. I never work on the weekends anyway, unless I get to pouring, which I do want to do. So we're getting back into it. SGT, like I was saying, man, I'm gonna get into doing some copper stuff because I've got tons of copper wire that I got the other day, and I've had a lot of copper anyway. I guess I can unplug my phone now. We should be 100%. I can't go live after one anyway. God, I'm gonna break this thing. So we should be good there. But yeah, we can go out and look at some stuff. I wanted to show you guys though, if anybody's interested in any of the stuff I got. SGT, you're 3D printing, right? I need somebody to make me some prints. I got all this stuff, man, and it's kind of old. I've done pretty much everything, and I'm not good at 3D printing, especially when it comes to making up my own designs. I did do this in copper and silver. I've done a few in copper, a few in silver. I believe that's the Griffin Lion bar. And then that one. I was thinking about doing this one in copper. Kids, close your eyes. I only did one in silver. I never did a copper one. I've done this in silver and copper a couple times. I think this, I'm not sure if that got copper. I did this in silver. That I've done in silver. I don't think I ever did that in copper. The Geiger Alien bar. That was a Buffalo Bullion design. So I have to do that where that doesn't show up. So the back is always flat. Got to make sure everything lines up. This one I've done in silver a couple times and copper. I think there's a prototype, a one, and then a prototype in copper. And then this one I've done in silver and copper. That's the shield. This is one I really want to do. I got this from my grandmother's. When she passed away, this was hanging on the wall. So I grabbed it and I really want to make a copy of this, but it's too big to fit in a flask. So I need to make a big flask. SGT, didn't you get this one from me? If I'm not mistaken, I did this one in silver. Somebody was asking about an eagle. Cartier, was it this one? Do you know? Somebody wanted this. So that is something I do have to do. Oh, here's a copper round. I actually used to take this, and I didn't use the back because I made it thick. It was like 2 ounces, I think. And I made this in silver. That's cool. I love this design. This is probably my favorite design of all coins for the most part. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is one I've done in silver. I never did this shark's tooth. It's weird too because it's kind of like little bendy there. That one in silver. Here's another copper piece. This was a copper blank, and I glued this to it to make this little peace sign thing. I thought that was cool. Talk about high relief. Got the bones. The bones I broke. This freaking cat hair is everywhere. Ugh. Anyway, I think this is the eagle that I have to pour for somebody at some point. And some of this other stuff in here. Got the CC shield right there. Poured a few of these things. This is another one I really want to do, but I don't have a flask big enough to do it. Isn't that cool? Says military up top, proud to have served on the bottom. And then it says veterans down here. I really want to pour this. I'm thinking maybe I should try to make a flask out of wood. I made a flask out of wood, but it's kind of big. So I think I need to make an attempt at trying to do another one. Shoot, all this stuff, a lot of this stuff I've poured. Bunch of this eagle. Did that eagle. This is another eagle, and then this eagle too. So somebody was asking about an eagle that I poured, and I'm like, well, I got a lot of eagles, so I'm not sure exactly which one it is. And Cartier, I don't know who wanted that too, by the way. By the way, I am a drummer. This was one of my favorites. I actually glued wood to it to make it a big round. I'm gonna do this in copper, I think, just for myself. That was a cool piece. This is a cigarette lighter holder. I think this ended up being like 3 ounces. So I just pushed it down. It was just halfway in. I didn't do both sides. Um, so it was a bar that kind of went to the middle here. But that was a cool piece. I never did any of these Egyptian things. So possibly doing some of this stuff at some point. I don't know. There was another eagle. I did this one in silver. So it's like a claw. That was kind of cool. Oh, here's one I really wanted to do. Jesus. And I put it onto a copper round. I glued it to it, but it's so hard because the the sand gets all stuck down in there. It's so hard to do it, but I'm gonna try that one at some point too. We got to get back into this, man. It's been so long. I feel like I forgot a lot of stuff I learned, but we're gonna get back there. So, and all this, a lot of this stuff I've poured or not poured, attempted to pour. We got a lot of stuff to get into, guys. So if you feel like it, if you want to stop by at some point, I'm going to start trying to go live again. I'm not going to say it's going to be every Thursday because I work on Thursdays. Maybe Friday afternoons, although my neighbors love to go to the bar and get drunk while they leave their dogs outside to bark at everything I do. So that's kind of annoying. But If you guys don't mind hearing a dog bark in the background the whole time, maybe. All right, how far back am I now? Let me catch up a little bit. At least we get to hear from you. I appreciate that, 7. I wanted to hear from you guys. That's the thing. That's why I really wanted to go live to say what's up to you guys because I haven't talked to anybody in so long. Like, even on the phone or anything like that. Like I kind of fell off the face of the earth for about 6 months, but that's not good for me. I need to come back mentally. I need to come back and hang out with my peeps. Oh, you put the printer away for a little while? Yeah, the resin. That's what I want to do. I want to get a resin printer at some point. The PLA kind of sucks. Shit, I don't even remember. What is it? An Ender 3 Pro or something like that? That's what I have. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. I can make some cool stuff with it, but when it comes to pores, the resin is kind of the way to go. You want a copper goddess? Okay, 7. I'll work on that. I'm probably gonna have to do it in the problem is with copper, if I use Duff clay, I burn up so much Duff clay and it's so expensive. So I'm gonna anything I do in copper from now on, it's gonna be in Petrobond. So it's the details aren't gonna be as great. But I know a lot of people. So what's the consensus on this? I know a lot of people like when there's like these little impurities to a pour, and it has a little something here, a little something there. And I do too, to be honest. But as somebody that's pouring and trying to put your work out there, I'm such a perfectionist and I don't like when those things happen. So, and just like with the, how many times did I have to pour? Where's it at? Where'd it go? Lost it. How many times did I have to pour this for you? You wanted this one in copper. I poured this like 4 times to get it right. but, but I'll do it. I'll do this in copper. We'll make that happen. Shoot, I wish I could buy 10 ounces and a few grams of gold. I wish. One day I'll get back there. I had I had 7 ounces of gold and probably close to 1,000 ounces in silver. And yeah, I'm not anywhere close to that now. And then seeing the prices what they are now, it's like, man, the amount of money I would have over 100 grand in silver and gold if I had held on to it till now. So if you're out there and you're stacking, hold on to your stack. Well, if you started stacking when I did, now is a good time to sell. I'll be honest. It's going to go back up though. Oh wait, don't do it now. But we're definitely going to see 80 and 90 again. That's for sure. You have the cowboy and the lion in copper. Nice. Yeah, I think I remember that now when I was shipping it. I've put so much stuff out there, it's so hard to keep track. I need to go through all my pictures and write down in a book. I write everything down of the silver, but I didn't do a whole lot of copper, so I didn't write a lot of that stuff down. So I have to go back and make sure that and look at because I take pictures of every pour that I do, especially if I sell it with the COA. So I got to go through my pictures and make sure I do a new book of copper so I can get right with my numbers. I got to get back to that. Yeah, the holes in the wing, they were, that's how it was nails that held that up. There was nails that were there, so I filled the nails in with, glue, so you can't see it in the pour. You had the peace sign in silver? Awesome. Sublime says, "I need to do some copper pours. Busy with work, kids, and just on vacation for 2 weeks." Yeah, man. I hear being busy and doing shit, especially working. Especially when it starts getting hot and you're in an attic half a day or all day, or you're in a crawl space. Like the last thing I want to do is come home and pour. It's rough some days. I'm 47 and my body feels like I'm 67. You like pours with character. Yeah, a lot of people say that. I know, but I'm just such a perfectionist. I see that imperfection. I'm like, I don't know if I can put that out. You'll take one of the lady as well. Cardi, you talking about the this and copper? You both want one of those? I'll try to get a few done. Something that has been helping me keep track of my pours is making a proto and keeping it. Yeah, I wish I could do that. I wish I'd kept all my prototypes. That would be awesome. The amount of stuff that I've poured. I mean, it's hundreds. It would be freaking awesome if I had one of everything I poured. The only prototypes I have are my first silver pour, my first copper pour, and then my number one. No, yeah, the prototypes, and then the number ones. Oh no, wait, no, all four of those are prototypes actually. I have the eagle in silver, that was a prototype, and then I have the bullet in copper, that was a prototype, that was the second one, and then the tool, and it has the tool where it's like the wrench and the nuts at the bottom, so it looks like a tool. um, that was the bullet in that were my second pours ever, and then I'm trying to remember what the first one was in copper. I got that somewhere. I don't know if it was a key or maybe the bullet was the first one. I don't know. I can't remember. That was a long time ago. Yeah, SGT. I saw you talking about that in a video recently. That there was that little chip on that one. You're like, I like this, and I was like, yeah, I know people love this, but I would see that chip and be like, it's not right. But so many people like that stuff, and that's what makes it different from all the rest. I just need to let it go. Not saying that I've never let stuff with chips go out. Don't get me wrong, I have. But I just see it, and the first thought is like, it's not right. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, shoot, I'm probably gonna do a couple things where I start chipping stuff out on purpose just to make it a little bit different. Seven, what do you think about the crab? You want me to try to do one of these in copper? And then I have the big crab too. Wait, did you get this in copper, Seven? I feel like maybe I did that in copper already. I can't remember. Yeah, sublime copper is so much harder than silver is. It's a whole different animal. CC copper button. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go look, man. I can't remember exactly what it is. It definitely wasn't a button though. I didn't do any kind of the first pours that I ever did. It wasn't channel related for sand casting anyway. It might have been like a first. Oh, see, that could be too. It could be like a first button that I did or something where I was just pouring. That could be. You might have something like that. I don't remember. Absolutely need copper crab. I'm gonna take a small grab less than an ounce that you produce, and I will send this over. What are you talking about? Grab? You talking about a crab? You've only poured copper so far? Yeah, wait till you try silver. You're gonna be like, holy shit, this is way easier. And copper flying turtle, now that is gonna be hard. I don't think I could do that. I don't know. That would be a rough one. Because like I said, I gotta do it in Petrobond. I'm not it's too I burn so much sand up when I copper just it burns everything up and all the way up in the flask. So when you do stuff a lot of times, say you got say we got a crab, right? We do this. It burns everything around here, but it also burns it out into the sand, and then it burns all the way up in the top here. It burns it all the way to this edge. So all this sand gets burnt on both sides, and then all this is pretty much trash up here. It's just it. I don't know why. I mean, obviously it's hotter, um, so that's why. But it's just the amount of Petrobond I go through when I do copper. I just don't want to burn it all up. I mean, I'll try to get some more at some point. I'm just not raking in the dinero right now to be able to get more Petrobond. But I will at some point. We'll get there. I mean, Duff Clay. The thing is, too, is I do want to get better with the Petrobond because once I went to Duff Clay, I just quit using it. So I'm trying to figure out how to get better with it, and I did learn a little bit of a secret, and I'll tell you because that's what I do. Whenever I pour something like this, so we'll do the praying hands. You put the praying hands in, right? You put all the sand on top. Then you flip it over. You put this on. So your piece is like sitting in here like that, right? Then I put it on top. Then I flip it over again and I roll it. I jam it in there. Then I flip it back over, roll it, jam it in there, add some more, and keep doing it and flipping it on both sides to where all that is getting pushed in more and more and more. That's the only way I can make Petrobond work the way that I want it to get as close to Duff Clay as possible. Brass is even worse. Yeah, I haven't really done much with brass. I have Pirate Stacker sold me a bunch of brass. They're about 30 to 34 ounces. I have, I think, 5 or 6 of them that he had sold me years ago. And yeah, I just never tried to do anything with it yet. I want to make some of that. What's that gold called? Can't remember. Something gold. Not fool's gold, but kind of looks like gold, but it's not. So you're using brass, copper, and I think even like a little bit of aluminum or something, maybe, or zinc, or I don't know. I can't remember what it is. I'm gonna look that up though. What is that? I know somebody knows. It's some kind of gold. It has a word in front of it, so it's not real gold, but something gold. Nordic gold. That's it. Yep. I was thinking about maybe doing a couple pours like that. That'd be fun to kind of play with. I've never mixed metals. I know you got to weigh everything out and make sure it's right, but yeah, that would be cool. We're gonna go outside in a minute. You get me a velo. Oh shit, my buddy's like, let's go outside. He's like, I'm game. Are you game, buddy? You ready to go out? You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Sit. Sit. Speak. You're a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what I have outside. All the copper I had out here. Shut the door. Oh, oh, hit the phone, boys. All right, go outside. Jeez. Go on. Let me put my canopy back up. It's a zero turn. This sucker. I need to get a new carburetor for this thing. I got to spray. You see the ether sitting there? I got to spray ether in it every time I try to start it. But look at all this. I got this the other day from a job. So I got to break all that down. Break all that down. So I might pause for a second, but it'll come back. So don't go anywhere. But yeah, these are the 10-ounce bars I made, man. Some of these are freaking awesome. It's hard to get copper to give you pour lines. Like a lot of times when I pour copper, it's like this. But man, I managed to get a bunch of cool pour lines with some of these. And so this is what I'm doing. I'm taking stuff like that and melting it down. So like I'll take this small one and this big one, right? I stick that in there, maybe two. Take a bunch of the line or the little wire, stick it in, cut them, and then hammer them flat. So this is what I end up with. This is a smaller one. And then I'll put a bunch. Can you hear me now? Are you guys there? Is anybody there? Let me know if you can hear me. This damn phone gets crazy when I come outside. Damn it, man. We're good? All right. Stupid phone. It kicks off the Wi-Fi. I kind of forgot that I have to go out of the YouTube app for a second. Not all the way out, but out and then come back. And usually we're good. So we're good. What's the last thing I said? I've been talking for a minute. I was trying to show you guys some stuff. So yeah, I was trying to show you guys some of these bars that I made. Did anybody see that or no? I was showing you guys like the line sets that I get. I take them and I cut them up into little pieces like this. And then I'll stick that in there, put some of the wire that I get in it so that you end up with something like this. And then I'll hammer it down flat and then I can melt that down. I put a bunch of these in the crucible and melt that down. And that's how we come up with all this. So like even the line sets, I'll hammer them flat because they just you can fit way more in there that way. Tends to work out. Here's a a 1 pound bar. And then this is in between a 1 pound and 10 ounce. But I got some really cool pour lines on some of these bars. Like, check that out. That looks awesome. We got really cool pour lines on these. And copper is really hard to get pour lines, man. A lot of times what you get is that. But I have 10 ounce bars that have decent pour lines in them. And they're numbered in that way too, the way I made them. That one's pretty cool. Like I said, man, copper is really hard to get cool pour lines, but I managed in some of these. Like this, see, I like stuff like that. Oh my God. Now this, how it's got this little spot like that, I don't like that, but I know some people might. I'd rather if that just went in and that little chunk right there not be there, but what are you gonna do? But all these have pretty cool pour lines. So I have 10 ounce bars. They're all over 10 ounces too, by the way. But I was thinking about selling these as 10 ounce bars. What do you guys think? Is anybody interested in that? Should I do that in the next auction? And then I poured a bunch of these little ones, just trying to have things I can throw into the furnace up there. When I did last little bit. Shit, we could do that today. Just melt down some copper. I got tons of it sitting here. We can melt down some of this stuff. All right. I think somebody popped in that I didn't see before. Hold on. Let me get back here. Looking forward to seeing you pour again. Appreciate that, Cartier. We're back. OC says we're good. You got to fill in the tubes for the gas furnace because it's faster. It heats up, gets everything good way quicker. And yeah, but the thing is with gas is that for one, you're burning gas. But I guess with the electric, you're also burning electric. But with the gas, it's just the timing. It's so much easier to get the timing right because I put my flasks when I have the sand ready to go, I put that in the oven at 200 degrees for like 15 for about 20 minutes so that my sand is nice and hot. So when you're pouring, because if you pour into cold sand, especially if it's been in the house, because that's where I prep everything, you're in the air conditioning in there, and then you bring it outside and you dump hot liquid metal into it, it acts funny. So I put it into the oven at 200 degrees to just kind of have it not quite so cold. And I've had really good luck with that. So that's something I do that not a lot of people do, but somebody gave me that tip one time. I tried it, and ever since then I've done it because it works. So, but I do like the electric when it comes to copper, right? I like the electric better with silver. Copper, you got to get a lot hotter. And so when you can throw it into the gas furnace and it gets hot within like 10 minutes, you're good to go. With the furnace, the electric furnace, you got to wait like a half an hour for it to get up to temperature. And I'm just very impatient. Also, the flasks, not the flasks, the crucibles are long. You can see the difference there. This is electric, this is gas. When I'm pouring this, you pour it out. When you have if you're going, you can see how long that is, right? Let me back up. Hold on. When you're going to pour something, right? And you're pouring this, it's like, whoop, pours right out. With this, because it's so long, you got to be real careful that you don't do it too fast because it will go, whoosh, it'll want to fly out because it's coming from all the way down here. So it likes to go extra. So you got to be cognizant of that all the time. I mean, if you think about it, usually you're good, you can make it work, but it's just one of those extra things you got to think about when you're using electric. But yeah, this right here, the 2 auto, it's amazing. I bought a cheap one off of Amazon and it burned up the first time I used it. 3D Woodworks sent this to me. Shout out to 3D Woodworks. Amazing guy. He sent this to me and I love it. I do love it. But when it comes to copper, it's kind of hard. It works, don't get me wrong, it does work, but it just takes forever to get it heated up. Now with the electric, it takes forever, but when you have the gas, it takes no time. So timing wise, I'm down with the Devil Forge. Now, if I had to go back, I wouldn't buy this one. I would have got the bigger one. And you can see how burned up it is. I've actually I've repainted this thing, and that's why it's all kind of black now. It used to be white at one point, and then it was gray, and now it's black. You can see this is all, it starts falling apart, which you don't have to worry about that with the electric. So there is that aspect of it. This thing is definitely more upkeep. So I had to repaint it. You can see down in the bottom how that cracked. I can't even get that out if I wanted to. Shit, hold on. Let me tighten this up. Mm. Why is this not? Shit. Hold on, guys. This thing's falling out of here. Why is that happening? Bear with me. All right. All right, we're tight again. So yeah, I had to repaint that. But the other one is a little bit bigger, right? So I'll show you why. Let me go grab another crucible. I got a few of these. Now, if you're going to do like Nordic gold or you want to melt down a crap ton of copper, this is what you want to use if you're trying to make a bunch of bars real quick, right? Well, look, there's barely enough room to get this thing. I hope you can see what I'm trying to show you. Hold on. Yeah, you barely have enough room to get around it. So it's kind of tough with something big like this. And you can see, look at that. I was trying to do aluminum and yeah, I was doing aluminum cans, and apparently the top of aluminum can isn't aluminum. So I didn't realize that at that time. And so I got this thing is kind of full of whatever, but I have a few of these and I would love to do copper in something big like that because I could pour 10 10-ounce bars pretty quick, right? So for me, I'm always doing everything pretty slow, doing like 1 or 2 10-ounce bars at a time because I don't have a big enough furnace. So I would get the bigger one. I'm not sure what the sizes are. That's my hand up against it. I would get the bigger one. They make a bigger one. This is starting to kind of fall out a little bit. It's just keep in mind, I've put I'm gonna say I put 300 ounces of silver, probably 400. No, probably 400 or 500 ounces of silver through this thing, and probably 200 ounces of copper through it. So these are the ones that I like to use when I'm pouring. You can see copper always ends up being in there stuck, but these are perfect. And I'll show you the tools I use. So this is what I use to get it out. Bam, pull it out. And then I'll show you what I used to use and what I changed to, because what I changed to is way better. And I'll show you something that I've never used that would work perfect. And this is why I talk about how I want a bigger furnace. This is what I used to use, these things. It's huge. So, you're going, you're grabbing it, it moves, you're trying to pour it. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. It's just too big for that little crucible. But these are perfect. I need some WD-40 on these bad boys. So you get it like that, and you get a perfect pour every time. There's no screwing that up. I love these. And I think these are number ones or number twos. I can't remember. But I have a lot of different sizes. And then let me show you what I have that I've never used. I picked these up off of Amazon. Look at this. Huh? Now with that big one, that ain't gonna work. It's too small. Let me show you. This is why I wish I got the bigger one. Because this right here is perfect. It just it works amazing. But it's so damn big. Now I probably could get a smaller one of these. I'm sure they're out there. But when I try to do this, it ain't happening. There- There's no way. That's why I've never used it. But if I had a bigger one, and because I've been doing HVAC at the supply house, they sell the white stuff. I can't remember what it's called. Fire retardant something or other. The white stuff that goes around here. So what I could do is, so you got your gas, you got the line coming out. I could actually get like a metal trash can, right? Something like that. One of those metal trash cans you can buy from Home Depot or Ace or whatever. And then take this piece off and run it into the trash can. And then take some of this fire retardant white stuff, whatever that's called, and line the whole thing with it. That would be perfect. So I'm thinking about trying to make my own a little bit bigger, because then I can do whatever. I could even go bigger than this type of crucible. I can't remember the numbers of crucibles. I'm not sure what it is. I think these are number ones. And then I have halves. I have a half that was something I got to do gold because it was small, but I've never used it. I got some inside. If you guys want to see some different size ones, I can show you those too. Um, when I do small stuff, look at him. Whoa, look at him. He's just chilling. You're a good boy, aren't you? Are you a good boy? You a good boy? Yeah, he is. That's Ovi. Is Ovi a good boy? You're a good boy. Yeah, you are. So when I'm doing smaller stuff, whenever I do something, when I'm trying to make my like rounds, this is what I use. This and a torch. And using one doesn't quite work enough. For a while I was using two with map gas. This is map gas. What I started to do is my second one, instead of using map gas because it's so expensive, I started using propane. So if you have this and you're doing your thing, if you get propane on it first, and then you up, 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 up. Sorry. I realized that having 2 MAP gases is way too expensive, and it's fine if you use propane with the MAP gas and just have 2 going. Sometimes I made these little things. Here, I'll show you what I made. These are cool. There's things over here. I made these out of pallet wood. So what I'll do is throw this on like that, and you can adjust it. It goes up and down. It's not set up for this right now, but imagine this is like right here, and I'll have this on, and then I'll take the propane and just kind of give it a little bit of extra all the way around it. But that's how I make my rounds. But yeah, man, just some pallet wood, man. You gotta come up with your own stuff sometimes. So if ugh, don't fall. What I'll do is I'll pull this out, and then you can take it down or you can take it up. It's just got one screw on each side so it can move. Put a couple of screws in the front there so I can throw this in and have a couple different sizes of these if I need them. And then I also made this one. Let's see how I got a couple different sizes. But yeah, that actually works out really good to do the cup and torch method is what I call it. And you can get different size cups, crucibles, whatever you want to call it. This is the one I use for like 1 to 2 ounces. Something bigger, you can do this. But to be honest, anything over like 3 ounces, like 2.5 ounces is the most I've ever done. And I do that in this. I've never even used this damn thing. It's all kind of pitted and nasty. I'll probably never use it, but you can get different size cups too. So this one's cool. I like the size. It's easy to kind of keep it clean and keep everything going the way that you want because this back, I'll show you. What you want to do with these is oh shoot, I have this silver too. Forgot about that. Got a little, I don't know, 1/4 ounce laying there. And then this one, this is I got this for gold. So you can see definitely different size. They make quite a few different ones. But you have to coat this. You can't just take one of these and just put your copper, silver, gold, whatever. You can't just put it in here without coating it. And you can see how it's shiny right there because there's a coating of borax in it. And I'll show you that if I can find any. Borax is a white powder. I don't have the bag, but this is what I use. It's called borax. And so what I'll do is I'll take it, say I wanted to get this ready. This is kind of ready, but it's been probably 2 years since I got it ready, so I'd probably have to do it again. You heat it up with a torch till it gets nice and red, and you just take a couple pinches and you just drop it on there. It'll melt to it. And when you do it enough, the whole thing becomes kind of shiny like this. You get a coating so that your metal doesn't stick to it. You have to do that. So if you ever try to do the cup and torch method, please make sure that you put borax in the cup first. Otherwise, it's going to stick to it and be ridiculous. And I've done that. That was the first thing I did. It might even been this big one. You can't see it now, but there used to be a big spot right here where I had melted down the copper and then it basically just stuck to it. So learn from my mistakes. Right, where are we at? Good. Times two. Okay. I'm gonna call you AA Stacker. What's up? I appreciate you stopping in. Argent. Well, I guess I could just call you Argent. What do you like? Argent or AA? Double A Stacker. What's up? Stacking Stacker. Alright, so Cardi says, when it's cold, I heat it. Learn that from you, but I'm in Florida, so the sun does a great job. Yep. You also just kind of want to get any moisture out. You know what I mean? And I'm in Maryland. And so moisture finds its way into everything. It's so humid around here. So even in the spring and fall, it's still humid. So I'm always trying to get as much moisture out of anything that I possibly can because I think that's really what affects the sand. If it has moisture in it, that's like that moisture will kind of, when you put that heat in there, the moisture has to get out. So it'll kind of pop out, explode out, I guess you could say. And I think that's where you come up with those little divots, those little holes and pops, it's like trying to get out any kind of moisture. So at least that's my opinion. And that's like assholes. Everybody's got one. But ever since I started heating my molds up, everything seemed to work better. By the way, if you are doing molds like this is how I make my 10-ounce bars. Please never pour hot copper or silver or gold or anything into a mold like this without heating it up with a torch first. Or you can actually even do this. A lot of people, not necessarily on this type of furnace, on my gas furnace, if you stick this on top, it'll heat it up. Obviously, you don't want to block the hole, but you'll have it kind of next to it. On these furnaces, they're a lot bigger. So you can take your, see how big that hole is, kind of sit it there, maybe move it over, maybe have it on the edge, keep moving it around. You could do it that way, but you do not want this to get any kind of metal poured into it if it's cold, no matter what. And especially here, and I'll even show you. Actually, shoot, I have to do that out here because I have all my stuff out here. I'll show you. You'll be able to watch the moisture run out of it. Now watch when I heat this up, how the moisture runs out. You'll be able to see it. This thing is not working with me here. All right. I don't know how good you guys can see, but you see that? See how the moisture, that's all moisture in there. See it running out? Now I did some 10-ounce copper bars with this, so you can actually see the copper in it. The residue of the copper, you can see it all up in there. Now, if I had just poured hot copper into that, it probably would have cracked and exploded. So be careful. Be careful out there. A lot of people start out, man, and they don't pay attention to the little stuff, and there's little things like that you really have to be cognizant of because it will hurt you. I like that you can really pack that crucible for the gas. You can get a lot in there. I've only used electric, so I don't know. Gotcha, Cartier. I didn't know that about cans. Yeah. Apparently, the top of a can is not aluminum. I guess it's tin. You can't even take. I was at the recycling center last week, and it tells you no cans. I'm like, huh? No cans, no aluminum foil, no can. You can't have like cat food cans or nothing like that. I guess some of it's tin, some of it's aluminum. But yeah, I thought any kind of can was aluminum, but no. At least it gives you a lot of slag. I mean, I don't know. I just know that when I melted all that stuff down, I kept getting a lot of slag from it. And that's all the crap that comes out on top that you got to get off before you pour it. Because when you try to pour it, when you're trying to pour it and it has a bunch of slag on top, it's just you gotta get it out first if you can. And that's really with anything, but silver you don't have to worry about that because silver's 3/9 fine anyway. There's no impurities in it. I don't know about sterling. I've never really dealt with sterling, but copper, I try to just use 3/9 fine copper to begin with, so I don't have to worry about it. I've seen people put borax in that stuff, and I've seen people that don't. I tend to try to not use borax because I don't want that getting into my pour. So I try not to use it when I can. But if you do use it, try to get all the slag off the top before you pour. Talk to Supreme Ginger. He had to re-insulate it. Yeah, that's what I basically had to do in mine. I didn't have to re-insulate it. I just had to get because it cracked really bad. The whole thing was cracking all over the place. So you could see in the top it was cracking, and then all this was kind of missing. This is new right here. You can see I put some new stuff. This whole thing from here to here was all kind of nasty. So I put some of the insulation, whatever the hell that shit's called. I put that in there, and then I repainted everything because when you first get a double forge, they give you the stuff to do that. So you're supposed to paint it anyway. Some people don't even do that. I did. Do you have to? Probably not. I don't even think you really have to. Um, because all it's doing now is it's cracking, and this stuff that I got, the aftermarket stuff, cracked even more. And you don't want this falling down into your pour. So I always make sure there's nothing going to fall off before I close this if I'm pouring, because I don't want a piece of that falling down into my pour. But it was cracking really bad down here. Like I had some real bad cracks. So I got some of the stuff and repainted it. And the first time I used it, it turned black. So yeah. At some point, I wanna get a new Devil Forge, but get the one that's a little bit bigger, so I can put those crucibles in there too, especially if I'm gonna be doing a lot of, melting down copper and trying to make bars out of stuff, probably the way to go. And this thing, I can't remember how much I paid for that. It's awesome, but I can't use it. So eventually, I'm gonna get something to where I can use it. Invisible River Ranch, what's up, man? Been a long time. Yeah, I came back today for the first time in probably 6 months. I'm gonna start posting some videos too. I got tons of video footage in my phone that I need to edit and post. So I'm gonna get back into trying to do that stuff. Today was a test. I wanted to go live and just see if anybody was still around, see how the algorithm was, if they were gonna push me out there to anybody. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping in and hanging out with me for a little while. Probably not gonna pour anything today because I gotta leave here pretty soon. I don't have time. But when I get back later, if you guys want to do something, press one in the chat. If you want me to come back after I take my daughter to meet her mom to go to a concert, I can come back and go live, um, and then actually pour something. But I just wanted to show up for you guys and let you know I'm still alive and see what you guys are thinking and what's going on. Anybody have anything cool to talk about? If there's any I know Seven Stacks says she just had a grandbaby, so that's cool. That's good news. If anybody has anything they want to share, please do. And leave a one in the chat if you want me to come back later and pour, because I will definitely do that. We'll pour something. I don't know what, but we'll pour something. Or we can break down some copper and just pour some more 10-ounce bars if you want, or little bars, or whatever. As a matter of fact, I started to show you guys this stuff. So that's a skull, the cross, got the heart, got the coffin. Can do some bars like this. This cracked on me though. It's cracked right there, but I've still used it a few times. But I only use this one. I don't really use that one much because it has that crack. I'm kind of scared. Here's a little cool looking bar. Got another cross. So usually what I do is sand casting, but this is how I first started learning, was pouring stuff like this. This is what I do my 1 ounce rounds in. We got stuff like this, which is almost kind of like a pyramid kind of thing. These are weird. I don't know why I even bought this, but it's cool to pour stuff in those. That way you have pieces that you can melt down later. So this is what I do my 1 pound copper bars in. And then we got bars like this, almost kind of like a Kit Kat type bar. And then this, a couple different sizes, which is what a lot of that stuff is back there. So whenever I break stuff down and I'm trying to melt it for later, I like to pour it into smaller bars. That way I can weigh something up. I need 3 ounces, right? I'll just find 3 ounces, 7 ounces, 10 ounces, whatever it is. And I have this if I need a whole pound type stuff. But yeah, I have a lot more molds too. I have another thing that has a bunch of molds in it, but yeah, so you can get regular crucibles like this that do not last long and they get kind of nasty pretty quick, or you can spend the extra money, and I'm telling you, it's worth it times 10. Get these. These are so much better. I poured hundreds of ounces out of this. I think it's this one. Yeah, this is my silver one. I poured hundreds of ounces out of this thing. This one, I could probably get like 50 ounces. Say I was doing 1 ounce pours. Get 50, 60 out of them. This I could probably get a couple hundred. It's so much better. And I wish I could remember what they call them. PMC is where I get them from. I think it's PMC or PCM. PMC, I'm pretty sure. Um, it has a name, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But these are amazing. I wish you could get them for these, because that's another thing about the electric furnace. These crucibles do not last long at all. They tell you 8 hours is like the max on them. So, you get like 8 pours out of that thing, or you can get hundreds out of this when it comes to gas, but you got to pay for the gas. So, I don't know. It's kind of they make this too. This is a number one, and I think that is a number three. What I suggest is find the number twos. The twos are a lot better. These ones do not get hot enough. I still have, I think, no, it's clean. There was something that I had something in that I never got it hot enough to get it out. Because when you're in the furnace, let me set this up a little better. When you're in the furnace, see how it doesn't go very far, right? You can see this three gets all the way down to the bottom, and the whole thing is being heated up from all directions. This, it's a huge difference. So there's so much air in there, and it takes forever to heat that up hot enough to pour. So don't use the ones. Oh, that's what happened. Look how it's bent right there. You see how it bent in? I had it in there for like an hour and a half just trying to get it hot enough to melt. It was ridiculous. but the threes work great. But when you're pouring, it likes to come flying out, so you got to be careful. But yeah, the two auto is nice, man. This new version is way better than the old. I hear. I never had the old version, so I don't know, but it'll heat silver up in 20 minutes. No problem. Copper, it's going to be a little bit longer, but all right. Let me get back to this. I have like 10 empty bottles of map. Me too, man. That's pretty funny you say that because I think, oh, you can't see. Oh, there's crap in here. Look at this. I have to take you off here. SGT, look at this. Yeah, man, I hear you. This whole thing is full. I think there's probably 20 in there. They make a thing on TikTok. There's a thing that somebody is selling on there where you can get, now it's not MAP gas, it's only propane, but you can get an adapter to hook up to your big propane tank, and then you flip it upside down, and then you can hook those little ones up to it and fill them up. And you can see I do use them over there. I got that one right there that I use because I like to have one of each. Two MAP gases, just it's too much money. You're blowing. So I like to use one of each. But yeah, I want to get that adapter so that I can fill them up because nobody will fill them up for you. Can't just take them to a hardware store and have them fill up the little ones. You got to keep buying them. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, there is a way. I appreciate that, Invisible River Ranch. He says, hello, glad you're back. Does map gas work on gold? I want to make a 1 ounce button out of grams, tenth. I don't know, Cartier. I've never tried to do that. If you're going to do it, use two. I don't think it's going to get hot enough, but it should. Here, actually, here you can see I've had this for a while. What does this say? 1900 for gold, 1900 for copper. So gold is a little bit less than copper, but copper, you can't melt copper down. Even with two map gases, I don't think copper will work in those little crucibles. So I don't know. If you get like a saline torch, yeah, that'll work. But map gas, even with two, I'm not sure, man. I've never tried it, but I would say at least use two. If you're trying to do it with one, it's probably not going to work, in my opinion. Silver Spurs, what's going on? It says you sent sparkles. I appreciate that. I see a little sparkle. It says one. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was looking at the YouTube thing. It says I have about 50 bucks in there, but you can't cash out till you get 100. So I don't know if that helps. But yeah, it would be nice to cash that out at some point. I appreciate you. So we got Silver Spurs and 210 stacks. Great to see you again. Hello, chat. I appreciate you stopping in, man. I appreciate all you guys for being here. It means a lot to me. Like when I hit that button earlier, I was kind of nervous if anybody would even show up because it's been 6 months. But I'm back, and we'll see where we can take it from here. AA, AS, agent, whatever. 210, hey, son. Rock Mouse, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. I appreciate you guys. Still here, just listening. I appreciate that, OC. Humidity isn't good for anything. Yep. Amen. Invisible knows what's up. You've been listening forgot to say hi. I might have missed it too, but I do appreciate you regardless. Even if you don't say hi, I appreciate you being here. Porous material holds the moisture. Shh. Man, around here, everything holds the moisture. My butthole holds the moisture. Sorry, I got goofy. Gold right now today, down 150. That's what's up. Buy the dip. Definitely buy the dip. Great deal. I just bought the dip again. Nice, Argent. Trying to sell. What you selling? Yeah, shoot, I'm trying to sell too. If anybody needs anything, let me know. I got some stuff. I got a little bit. It's not much, but I got some things I'm trying to get rid of. Oh, Silver Spurs. Oh, I just showed the. I just saw that. Oh, we got a $5 super chat. Hold on, I gotta go down. Damn, I'm way down. What the hell? I'm sorry, guys. I'm so far back. Holy, there ain't no way I'm that far back. 3D Woodworks. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. You are the man to pay YouTube taxes. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Damn, I didn't realize I was that far back. I start talking and not paying attention to the chat. I'm sorry, guys. We got Littlefoots in the building. Okay, I see that. Hey, Littlefoot, Capital Currency. OC Omega, what's up? Appreciate you stopping in. You subscribed? I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I've been gone for about 6 months, but we're gonna get back. We're gonna start pouring. I'm gonna start posting videos again. I just needed a little kick in my ass. So thank you, Cartier, for giving me that kick last night. I needed that. Shout out to Cartier Silver. Good tip for electric crucibles. When done pouring, don't put it back in your furnace. The cooking more. Yeah. Yeah. So that Cartier, I'm glad you said that because even with gas, I never put it back in a furnace. Now, they say somebody told me one time you put it back in the furnace so that it doesn't get cold too fast, that it'll last longer if you keep it in there. But I don't know. I've kind of found that if I pull it out, it's better. And they do tend to last a little bit longer. I don't know about electric. I haven't had that much experience with the electric, but with the electric, I feel like I always put it back in there because it's just easy to do. So, but yeah, with the gas, I've been leaving them out. And you know why I do that? The problem is because my furnace is kind of old, that what happens is it'll stick to the bottom of the furnace. So when you try to pull it out, it's all stuck to it. That's why it's cracked now twice because when I try to pull it out, it's stuck. So I finally break it off and then it cracks the brick in the bottom. So I started leaving it out just so it doesn't stick. But yeah, for gas, I'm not quite sure. SGT said, "Dang, you feel my pain then." I recommend literally no company dispose of them. Damn, I'm so far back. I don't even know what we're talking about now. Damn it. 3D started using oxygen and propane. There you go. Jeweler style torch. Yeah. I like to get one of those. Oh, that's cool too. 3D. Okay, so SGT says map will work on gold. Hey, Obi, what are you doing? You stay. Goofy. What you barking at? There's nobody even out there. Barking at the squirrel. Yeah, I've never tried map gas on gold, so I have no idea. I would think you want to use two though. You only used one, huh? I wouldn't think that would work. That little bit of degree of difference. That's crazy. Because copper is 1981 and gold is 1947. That's not much of a difference. Yeah, those little small jeweler's furnaces are cool too. They make you wait for it. 83 works per minute. Hope all's good. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit the like button. I appreciate that, OC. OC Omega. We're always here. I appreciate that, Invisible. 3D, your new shop's under construction? Well, good luck with all that. Hope everything works out good for you. How's the AC gig treating you? Silver Spurs, it's rough some days, man. I'll tell you that much. Phew. I wish I was in my 20s. I'll just say that. Some days it's easy, and then some days it's like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? Slow process, today we're coming. Yeah, I don't know, Cardi. I don't know about this Sunday. I need to get my feet wet a little bit, you know what I mean? I'm so out of it when it comes to all of it. Silver Spurs, thank you for the star. I appreciate that. And thank you, 3D Woodworks, for the $5 super chat. That's awesome. You are amazing. OC Omega, nice. 118.1 ounces of silver. That's what I'm talking about. You got more than me. I used to have almost 1,000. I might have about 30 or 40 now. Yeah, that's a good point, 3D. They want you to buy more. That's always how it is. How long to get that 85 in silver? How long to get that 8,500 in silver? What are you talking about, Invisible? How long to get that 8,500 in silver? I have 1.7 ounces in gold. Nice, Omega. Like I said, I had 7. Imagine if you had 7 ounces of silver right now. I mean, some of you do. I know OC does, but I'd be set. I'd be set. You know what I would do? I would go out tomorrow and I would buy 500 ounces in silver and start pouring silver again. That's what I would do. I would trade my silver for gold. Oh shoot. It's one after or 6 after 1. I gotta go, guys. Heavy on silver, hoping for low GSR so I can trade for gold. Nice. How long did it take to get that stack? But yeah, guys, if you want me to come back later and pour something, because I didn't end up pouring anything, we can do that. Um, but I got to go get my daughter from school so she can come home and change, and then they're going to a concert, and then maybe after that I'll come back on and hang out and do some pours if you guys are into it. Maybe we'll cut some more wire up and do some scrapping, melt some copper down, make some 10-ounce bars. Maybe we'll do a sand cast. I don't know. But I do got to get out of here so I can go pick her up. Like I always say, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. It truly means the world to me that you're here and that you hung out with me for a while. When I hit that button, I wasn't sure if anybody was still around, but I do appreciate you guys. And if you feel like it, tell a friend, let them know to come hang out next time you see me live. That would be amazing. And thank you, 3D Woodworks, for the $5 super chat. Thank you for the stars, guys. I do appreciate it. Looks like we got a $5 super chat and 8 stars. That is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I'll try to come on later. If not, I will definitely see you soon at some point. I got to get back into hanging out with you guys because it does make my day a lot more fun. So, yeah, I think no matter what, I'm just going to hit the live button just to hang out, if nothing else. Maybe we need to make this a hangout spot, regardless of what I'm doing. Maybe we'll go fishing and go live. I've been doing some fishing recently. Anyway, I gotta go. Let me go get my daughter. I'll talk to you guys soon. Like I always say, I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully, I'll see you on the next one. Like always, have a great day. No matter what you do, have a great day. Love you guys.